it again. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. By Hashem Dash, I want to give double honors to our apostles, Millstone, Ruel, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David Thief Lake. As a high spirit with lawyer. And today I want to go into a topic entitled 10 Good Years. 10 Good Years. Okay? And the reason why I'm going into a topic entitled 10 Good Years, I was on my way to handle some business last night, and I get into my car and I turn on the jazz station, and the song that's playing is a song by Nancy Wilson called 10 Good Years. All right? And she basically says 10 good years, 10 good years. That's all that a girl has. And I'm like, why is this song playing when I get into my car? In light of, you know, Kevin Samuel talking about the danger zone after the woman turns a certain age, and she's in a danger zone where she has to find a husband. All right, she has a small window to find a husband. All right, men like Black Ram 313 talk about how women hit the wall, and he talks about the thought retirement plan, and you find out by a certain age, especially Eve, after she plays the field for a decade, all right, she tries to find a retirement plan, all right, which is a Jake that, you know, will marry her. And like I said, this song, I Googled it and I found out it came out 1965 by a jazz singer by the name of Nancy Wilson. And the thing about going into her biography, all right, going into her body of work, she actually put out 70 albums. She actually put out 70 albums, had 3 Grammys. So that's a hell of a work, man. That's a hell of a work ethic. All right, 10 fucking good years. That's the name of the song, 10 Good Years. And she was saying that a woman only has 10 years to find a man, 10 good years. She only has 10 good years of youth. And she was breaking it down from like age 21 to 31. All right. But some would say up until the age of 27, you know. I think it's in China that say after a woman is 27, she's classified as a leftover woman. Okay, but like I said, I get into my car and this is the song that's playing, 10 Good Years by Nancy Wilson. Came out in 1965. It was remastered in 2007. All right. And she was basically breaking down from the time a woman is 21. When she's 21, she can be particular, she can be selective, but as she gets older, you know, her pride sort of declines because she's waning in her youth. Okay, but this is a woman saying it. A woman singing this. 10 good years. All right. But what happened, and it's something that got repackaged. All right, modern women have got repackaged to where they're basically glorified. So because of surgical work and all type of things that can get done to their body, they sort of extend the perception of them being young. There are who are in their self-care journey, and that's a good thing, all right? But it's nothing to compare to natural beauty. Oftentimes, more than not, when a woman gets closer to the age of 30, all right, she might show you a picture of herself when she's, say, 22, and it's a different woman. I've conversed with women who were 40s, 50s, mid-40s, and they'll show a picture of themselves at the age of, say, 22 years old, and I'm like, who the hell was that? Who in the fuck was that? And they have this Israelite glow, you know, they look like a different person. They looked like a different person. And sometimes they were married and the marriage ended, or really they were just really in the streets, you know. Nonetheless, The Most High has it set up to where you have a window of fertility, because after the age of 30, all right, you start to lose your eggs, all right? That's why I got this witchcraft where a woman can freeze her eggs. But that's not natural, all right? And I'm saying this because a modern woman thinks that if she strike while the gold is hot, strike while the iron is hot, that she's selling herself short by finding her husband in her youth. The scriptures speak about the wife of thy youth. Now, wisdom is the wife of thy youth, but culturally speaking, you're supposed to have a wife of your youth. And the beauty of growing old with someone, that's the beauty. Getting a woman, let's say in this day and age, in early 20s, and you know, if America wasn't gonna get destroyed, y'all grow old together. And y'all see your children's children. You know? And the generation that lived to be 90 years old, that died at 90, oftentimes the woman will have a husband, all right, and he might die. He might go back to the spirit world 10 years before she does, 20 years before she does, and she might never remarry because she was so connected to that man, all right? Or the woman to have a husband, and shortly after he goes back to the Most High, she go back to the Most High because she was so connected to him. Now you have women, they wait on the man to die, man. All right? 10 good years. And what I've also noticed too is that women have been liberated from that gender role, but men have not been liberated from that gender role. So culturally and ideally, you will have a man that's traditional, and he will look for a wife. But a phenomenon that happened in this society is that, let's say you're in your 20s, for the traditional, you're looking for a wife. But for the first time in history, the women who would be our wives are out of alignment with us. We're out of alignment with our women. So it's not that something is wrong with you if you're kind of family oriented, is that you're out of alignment with the women in your generation. And that's not natural, because her trajectory in life is, or the feminine imperative, all right, which is to go to college, oftentimes play the field, graduate, have situationships, relationships, flings, one night, 15 years, 20 years. So by the time she settles down, all right, or wants to settle down, she's past her prime. She's past her fertility years. You know? So that creates this phenomenon where you as a man, you're settling for used goods. All right? But I do a lesson on this. All right? Not just for the sake of doing a lesson on this, but for humility's sake. Women should be humble. Now men are not falling for the feminine imperative, all right, to ultimately settle for retired used goods. All right, let's retire from the streets and turn around and pay a new car price for used goods. Now men are getting their passports. All right. Now men are dating outside of their nationality, or at least going to the Northern Kingdom. All right? Because if it's one race of people that really drunk up the philosophy of feminism, it's the so-called black woman. You know? So a woman oftentimes has 10 good years, 10 good fertility years, but it came out the horse's mouth. It came out of the mouth of a woman by the name of Nancy Wilson, all right, who had the song that came out in 1965 called 10 Good Years. You know? But like I said, our women, they played a harlot for at least a decade. And what I've noticed about dang, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, what I noticed about, say, the baby boom generation, the women who are about 70 years old now, 60, 70 years old, they may have done their thing when they were young. They were in the cities playing the field or being a harlot or whatever it may have you. They were doing that. There's a wreck out here. Hey, the water Yahweh I'm shy for preserving us, man. So yeah, I gotta catch the news, man. This road that I be on is deadly, man. It's deadly. You know, a lot of people don't make it to their destinations on this road. So call how long you want Yahweh I'm shy. I be making it to work and back, man. Oftentimes I see a wreck, and y'all know what time it is. It's not even 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's deadly wrecks out here, man. But let me get back to the point. A lot of women, the baby boomer women, it's like 60, 70, they'll say that, you know, that they did their thing in the streets, you know. Then they got married. What I've learned about women from the baby boom generation in comparison to millennial women is that the baby boom generation, they associated marriage with quote unquote God. So a lot of times the women that's 60, 70 years old now who are out there for a particular time in their life, they had those party years. A lot of times they got married and associated marriage with the Most High, or marriage with quote unquote God. So they had an association, a biblical association with the reverence of their husband. They knew that this is maybe a late generation Xer as well. So their respect for their husband was associated with their fear of God, so to speak. But I noticed with these millennial women, they have a feminine imperative. So even if they do get quote unquote married, they still will take a girl's trip. They'll still have a girl's night out. Where is this in the scriptures, man? All right. You see? And really, when you have sex, you get married. And that's another thing that Satan did with feminism. You know, at least in America, by American standards, going through the state was associated with having sex. So getting quote unquote married through the state was when you had sex. Traditionally. But now sex is given away for free. So women can have a lifestyle of giving away their 10 good years of having sex with practically strangers just to find a man to go settle down with and get married through the state with. Hence, Black Ram's term, the thought retirement package. You know? A woman basically wasted her 10 good years. All right, now she's finding a man to settle down with. So oftentimes, more than not, you'll find a woman that's a little older, maybe in her 30s, and she's pushing you to get married. But the thing is, like, in the back of your mind, is like, damn, if marriage is so important for you, why now? You know, if marriage is not, don't get me wrong, brothers, this is not the, you know, if you got a woman, right, that question is going to come up more than likely anyway, no matter what her past was or wasn't, because it's just part of your test. But just in general, the Babylonian woman, American woman, she gets a little older, then she pushes marriage, and then you're thinking like, if this is so important for you, why now? You know? Because oftentimes, more than not, going back to Black Realm, it's a thought retirement plan. And one thing that's known is that the dude that she's pushing for that is oftentimes not the dude she really wanted. You know, it's status quo with security and all those other things. That's why they get that. That's why they want that. But like I said, this is not the way of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. In all honesty, a woman's adulthood starts before 21. But we'll just say, for America's sake, 21. But that's why a lot of times in real time, you know, daughters are being fast when they're like 15. They're ready at 15. They might fuck around, get pregnant at 15, and the parents put the daughters on birth control, or because they know the daughter is getting busy. Because the Most High had it set up where this is really when you married your daughter off. And things like that will be criticized in this environment, but nobody has a solution for highly sexually promiscuous women. And to marry a daughter off at 18 is like taboo in this society, but it's perfectly normal for that woman to be sexually promiscuous on campus, man. You know, and nobody has an outcry for that. You know, but if an older man were to get that woman at 20, 21, 22, he's 10 years older than her, oh, that's an outcry. But her being sexually promiscuous with guys her age is better. Hey, 10 good years, man. The Most High has systems put in place, all right, to keep our nation intact, because whoredom causes confusion in a nation. You know, whoredom causes confusion within a nation, man. You know, it causes confusion, man. So the Most High created systems to prevent sexual promiscuity. And one of those systems is for a father to marry his daughter off at a young age. All right, and she grows up in your estates. You might already have 3-4 women in your estates, 2-3 women in your estate. These are helpmeets. These are not baddies. The Most High didn't create baddies. And one thing I noticed about Nancy Wilson, all right, one thing I noticed about Nancy Wilson, the singer who sung this song 10 Good Years, is that she looked very elegant. She had that characteristic that you don't see in this side, especially towards the so-called black woman. She had a certain mannerism about herself. When you look up Nancy Wilson, the jazz singer, make sure you put jazz singer, because there's more than one Nancy Wilson. She looked very elegant, and that's a trait that you don't see in Israelite women. They might have tattoos everywhere. They might look very revealing, but they rarely do they look elegant and classy. We were more royal 60, 70, 80 years ago. So that degeneracy is not just bestowed on the Israelite man. How he went from looking like a stern, dominant, austere man, all right, to a nigger. Nah, Eve went from being elegant looking and classy to a fucking demon, man. They both look like demons. Most millennials and Gen Zers look like fucking demons. They dress like demons, man. Most, not all, but most. All right. But one thing I noticed about Nancy Wilson is that she looked very elegant. And women back then, they had a certain femininity about themselves that arouses your masculinity. It looked very vulnerable and feminine. Just their posture and the way they positioned themselves when they were sing. I noticed that with Maya Angelou when she was younger. It is women who, you know, were young back in the 60s. They just looked very elegant. I would think that Angela Bassett looked very elegant. You know, that shit is attractive, man. To really be naked as a woman or half naked as a woman, it's like a cheap shot for attention, man. It's a cheap shot for attention. A real Israelite woman, a real woman, knows how to be elegant. That shit is attractive, man. You know, like I said, from their perspective, just having your titties out, man, it's like a cheap shot for attention, man. You know, but that's a lost art, man. Elegance, class, that's a lost art, man. know? Self-respect. It's a lost art. That are a whole lot of people, a royal generation. So now a woman thinks she's selling herself short. Your daughter thinks she's selling herself short. And she so-called settles down in her early 20s, man. You know? She settled down in her early 20s. She's selling herself short. But Jay be making all type of babies, you know? She let all type of niggas shoot off in her, and she either get on birth control or have a couple babies. Then now when she's, 45, she's looking for a husband, you know? But a lot of times, women don't have a religion to convert to when they settle down. Modern women don't have a religion to convert to now. So they don't have something to convert to. So when they so-called settle down, they still got the streets in their heart, man. So that one nigga not enough. That good man is not enough. He's sexually not enough. You know? There's nothing he can do. Like a brother was telling me, like, man, it's something we could do with our women that the streets ain't done already. So that's a pill to swallow, ain't it? There's something we could fucking do, man. You know? Hey, but with that, to the next time, hey, 10 good years. 10 good years, shalom.